strength in truth. Whether holed up in a bedroom still adorned with the accoutrement of teen life, gaudy posters plastered over drab, flowery wallpaper, cosmetic tubs scattered over the table, framed photos of friends lining bookshelves, or whether posting from class, from the backseat of a bus, or from a bar while chatting with her friends, Alina's thirst for liking, commenting on, and sharing the world of Russia's war against Ukraine seems unquenchable. Alina began by sharing posts directly from the groups she had joined. In this conspiracy-fueled world, new truths about depraved Ukrainian neo-Nazis are uncovered every day. Russia is under constant threat from shadowy forces led by NATO and the American government, and Ukraine has to be destroyed to save itself, and Russians, from a spectral Nazi threat. Alina's VK wall is packed with apocalyptic images of a burning White House in Washington, D.C., of the Ukrainian flag, the devil's swastika, of Orthodox priests and saints blessing the troops at the Ukrainian front, and of Putin as a savior. In this reality, a sacred Russia is surrounded by enemies bent on its total obliteration. As the war in Ukraine has unfolded, Alina has begun to improvise. She riffs on the themes and language of these frightening social media communities in skittish, tempestuous remarks. Chochols, a derogatory term for Ukrainians, are assholes. The white of our Russian flag means cleanliness. Ukro-fascists are rabid dogs. If I was in charge, you fuckers would get what you deserve. Ukrainians better not talk in Ukrainian, it just sounds stupid, like fucked up Russian. Putin, Alina posts, is a gift from God. We are all Putin. Alina's life before the invasion could have belonged to any American or European teenager who loved their phone and fancied big city life over provincial tedium. No longer. The talk of cleanliness, the language of dehumanization, the mockery. Alina is not merely parodying the propaganda of her own government and the social media groups she has joined. She has learned to speak a language of violence, a language of Russian fascism. Alina is not alone. Thousands of Russians are today participating in this public display of hatred and warmongering on the Runet, the Russian language internet, which has its own social networks, search engines, blogging sites, and food delivery, ride-hailing, and shopping apps. Young Russian internet users flaunt their rage and drive each other into an anti-Ukrainian frenzy as news of, or rather conspiracies about, the war consumes every part of Russian society. Ukrainians are attacked as subhuman. The latest government conspiracy about Western evil is repeated ad nauseum to millions of social media users. Putin and God are praised for leading Russia into Ukraine to drive out and destroy the fascist threat, and dead young troops are lauded as saintly martyrs. How did Alina, a seemingly westernized, Hollywood-loving, and carefree teen with dreams of a modern career in the buzzing and cosmopolitan hub of Moscow, turn into an online fascist, seemingly overnight? Does she believe a word of what she writes? Or is it all for show? Who is she writing for? And what next for Russia and for the world if a generation of furious fascist Alinas grows up to take charge of the world's biggest nuclear power? Invasion and purification. By early 2022, Russia had amassed almost 200,000 soldiers on its border with eastern Ukraine, over 1,000 miles from Alina's home in Nizhny Tagil. The government was ready to dramatically intervene in a conflict that had roiled away since 2014, when Moscow seized Crimea and established separatist regimes in Donetsk and Luhansk in the east of Ukraine. During the night of the 24th of February, Putin addressed the nation. Speaking from a regal wood-paneled office deep in the Kremlin, he claimed that Russia